What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one. This is a video that I decided to make because I was getting a lot of questions. A lot of people actually saying on one of my previous videos that, it'd be great to be able to invest, but I'm broke and I'm tired of being broke. And I know that I need to start investing, but I just don't have the money. And, after seeing this comment a number of different times, I just wanted to make this video because I was in a very similar situation to you many, many years ago. And I was in that situation for a long time, just being broke, not having money to, take vacations, not having money to invest. I just didn't have a path. I didn't know what to do. I was surrounded by other people who were in a very similar situation to me. So it wasn't like I had anybody to talk to who had made it. And basically all my friends were broke too. And, so basically I didn't have a path. So in this video, I just wanted to share with you guys what I did because if it worked for me, it can work for you too. And it does work. And basically the simple fact of the matter is that you're going to have to toughen up. And, if nobody has told you that, let me be the first one, because getting out of a shitty situation is not the easiest thing. But the sooner you do, the better off you're going to be, obviously. And the sooner you do it, the faster you'll be able to compound your money. So first of all, especially if you have a family. I had a family when I decided to, improve my financial situation, stop being broke. And I had decided that I'm going to stop being broke by any means necessary. And you got to make that decision. You can't be kind of like halfway in, halfway out. Oh, I think I'm going to try. No. You're going to do it or you're not. And you just need to make that decision. Because if you're going to do it, you'll do it. If you're going to try, you're not. And so, simple fact of the matter is this. You need to increase your income. You need to reduce your expenses. And chances are, if you have a low income, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of your time to get money. And one of my mentors taught me a long time ago that everybody has three resources. Number one, you got time. Number two, you got skills. Or number three, you have money. Now, everybody has all three of these in different ratios. If you don't have a lot of time, you better have a lot of money. If you don't have a lot of time and you don't have a lot of money, you better have a lot of skill, because with that skill, you can get a lot of money. When you increase your skills, you can get more money. If you don't have skills and you don't have money, you probably have a lot of time. Most people have these, everyone has all three of these assets, but most people have these assets in an imbalanced ratio, meaning like most people have more time than they have money or skill. Most people have more skill than they have money or time. But very rarely do people have an equal amount of all three. But whatever the case is, whatever the asset is that you have the most of, you use that asset to get the other assets that you're lacking. And so if you don't make a lot of money, then chances are you're going to have a lot of time. If you don't make a lot of money, chances are you need to take that time to either work more hours. And I'm not saying like do this forever. This is an upfront sacrifice you need to make to be able to make the money to get out of debt faster. You need to compromise. You need to sacrifice your time in order to generate some money in the short term. In addition to that, you need to be working on learning higher value skills. People who make a little bit of money, generally, in like 99.999% of cases, have a low value skill set. And if you want to increase your income, you have to increase your skills. And you need to increase your skills in areas where you're going to be rewarded for them. So, if you're mopping floors, it doesn't matter how good of a floor mopper you are. No one's going to pay you a lot of money because you're the best mopper in the world, right? So, you got to be smart about the skills you decide to go after. The next thing you need to do, you really need to, and you need to be okay with the fact that, look, there are going to be some things you're going to have to sacrifice in the short term. Many people are afraid of a little bit of pain in the short term. This is why people can't lose weight, or they say they can't lose weight. They're just not willing to sacrifice. So when it comes to the fastest way to get out of debt, the fastest way to stop being broke, the fastest way to wealth is to increase your income and decrease your expenses. And when I'm talking about decrease your expenses, sell that fancy car you're driving. You don't need to be driving an Audi, BMW, a Lexus when you broke. If you broke, be broke. And stop faking the funk. Driving luxury cars, or heck, stop faking the funk driving expensive cars. Because some of these cars nowadays, they're expensive and they're not even luxury cars. I know a guy, he's driving a nearly $40,000 Toyota Corolla, broke as hell. Absolutely ridiculous. So I would literally sell whatever car I have a car payment on and literally go out there and buy a $3,000-$4,000 car that I can pay cash for and eliminate that debt, eliminate that payment, free up that cash flow, and start using that freed up cash flow to pay off whatever outstanding debt you have. And then once you get completely out of debt, start investing that money. Yeah, you can invest in the stock market, ETFs, index funds, whatever, right? And that's great. But if you look at the return, the average rate of return on the stock market, the S&P 500, the stock market generally, if you look at the S&P 500's rate of return over the last 25, 30 years, 50 years, you're going to see somewhere between 8 and 12% rate of return on your invested capital if you're investing in index funds or ETFs or mutual funds that track the S&P 500. However, wealthy people in most cases did not become wealthy because they invested in the stock market. Wealthy people generally do invest in the stock market, but what they don't tell you is that the stock market is not really what made them rich, right? They became rich because they had a high income. The more you can invest in the stock market, the more that money is going to grow. But if you're investing a small amount, that's great. It's better than investing a little bit. But, the income side of the equation is what's really going to accelerate that growth. In addition to that, starting a successful business has the potential to generate a dramatically higher rate of return than simply investing in the stock market. Investing in the stock market is pretty passive. And anything that's easy will generally have a very low return on investment. So since the stock market is so easy, the return on investment, it's not that great if I'm being 100% transparent and honest with you guys. Compared to, so if you look at the S&P 500, okay, yeah, you can make 8-12% on your money, and you're taking some risk. So the rate of return, because you're taking risk and you're investing in companies that sell products and or services, there's risk associated with those investments compared to just simply putting your money into a savings bank account or a money market account that's FDIC insured, and there's no risk, right? Those FDIC insured investments with no risk usually have significantly lower rates of return than you will expect to get out of the stock market. So basically, if you're investing in a savings bank account or an equivalent type of account, lower rate of return. If you invest in the stock market, it's easy too. Rather, let me rephrase. It's simple too, but there's more risk associated with it. But the expected rate of return is higher. So higher risk, greater reward. However, it's kind of simple to invest in the stock market. You can open up an account with M1 Finance, Fidelity, E-Trade, Robinhood, any of your favorite brokerages, right? And pick some ETFs or index funds, pick some individual stocks, and you're on your way, right? Fairly simple. However, you go and start a business, that's a different animal. You got to figure out what business you're going to start. You got to determine what industry you're going to be in. What's your marketing strategy? Is it going to be an online business? Is it going to be a brick and mortar store? Are you going to sell physical products, digital products? Are you going to, is your business going to be a virtual business? Are you going to sell services? Are you going to run this business as a sole proprietor? Are you going to have a large business where you have employees? Are you going to be basically a contractor and outsource all of your business? Basically outsource all of your business workload to subcontractors? Like, you really have to figure out what you're going to do. Then there's going to be some upfront capital. There's going to be some upfront legwork, a lot of upfront capital in most cases to get the thing going. However, if it works out for you, the rewards could be astronomical, exponential. Look at Facebook, look at Microsoft, look at any of these large companies on the S&P 500 right now. These companies were all started by someone in their basement, someone in their mom's basement, in their parents' basement, in their room, in the garage, in the dorm of their college, in the dorm of their college with their friends, grinding it out in the middle of the night when there was no where there was no income coming in. There was no guarantee of success. Look at Amazon. Look at Jeff Bezos. How many years he worked borrowing money from his parents, working out of a garage on a makeshift table that he made out of a door because he didn't have the money to invest in anything else that was not growing the business. There's a lot of upfront risk, a lot of upfront capital. There was a lot of upfront sacrifice that he had to put in, that these people had to put in order to get to where they're at now. Most people are not willing to make this sacrifice. So there's levels to this, right? And the greater the risk, the greater the upfront commitment, the greater the upfront investment, the greater, in most cases, the greater the potential reward for those upfront efforts. So if you're tired of being broke, these are some of the basic building blocks, some of the basic steps that I would take immediately, that I did take, to stop being broke and start building wealth. Also, a lot of people got $1,000 phone in their pocket and they're using that phone just to waste time hanging out on social media and whatnot. Dude, this video is being recorded on a Samsung S23. I don't have some fancy digital camera and all this, that, and the other to make my videos. No. In fact, when I started my YouTube channel, and this is one of many YouTube channels that I have, by the way, when I started making YouTube videos, I literally started on a Samsung S6, I think. And, most people were telling me, oh, you need to buy this, you need to buy that, you need to get a nice microphone, you need lighting, you need this fancy DSLR that was like $5,000, $6,000 with a lens that was like $3,000. I was like, no. What's the cheapest way to get going? And this is what you learn in business, which, believe it or not, I actually learned this by talking to other successful business people and reading books and blogs and YouTube videos. Like, number one, you got to be willing to continuously educate, continuously learn. Never, ever, ever stop learning, number one, right? So never stop learning. And what you want to do is you want to have the minimal viable product. Your minimal viable product will be the cheapest, least expensive way to test your idea. Most people go out here, they try to start a business, and they're so super confident in this business idea, and then they want to go ahead and dump all their resources into it before having anything actually proven. And this is why most people lose the game. They get wiped out early. That's a rookie move. Minimal viable product. The thing is you want to put a product or service out there as cheaply as possible to test the waters. Make sure that the market actually wants what you're offering. And this is how you validate your ideas. And once you validate your ideas, oh wow, this crappy product that I put out here is showing some signs of life, some signs of interest. Oh, okay. Let me put a little bit more behind this. Let me improve this product. What are people complaining about? What are people saying that they wish it could do, or where are the areas where improvement can be made? And that, my friends, is how you build wealth.